compared to Caitlin Clark?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Explain.
Listen, man, and again, I will emphasize this every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I love my people. I love black people. Mwah, 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 mwah. But I think sometimes we do play the race card too much.
Of women's basketball, and she has done nothing to push that back. I mean, this young lady is spectacular. She's been great for women's basketball overall, not just college basketball.
Or when it's not necessary, because everybody's trying to make this about a, come on, black man, protect the sisters. Protect the sisters, brother. This ain't racial. This is about sports. This is about athletic ability.
But women's basketball, I think she has the potential, when all is said and done, to be arguably the greatest ever. Because when you have that kind of range and that kind of handle, and you can pull up from the parking lot like Steph Curry, for crying out loud.
There is no better time than right now for women's sports. We are seizing that opportunity, says the executive director of the WNBA Players Union. But are they actually seizing the opportunity or destroying it completely? The truth is, a work stoppage in the WNBA could be catastrophic, potentially losing their new media rights deal and sending women's basketball back decades. Remember the 1994 MLB strike? Baseball took years to recover. The difference? MLB was already profitable. The WNBA isn't even close. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Angel Reese went on Instagram talking big about a player boycott, but I'm wondering if she even knows what she's risking here. Like, does she understand the money situation in the WNBA? Because it's not what most people think. So here's what's happening. The WNBA just got their biggest media deal ever. $2.2 billion over 10 years.
You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry, based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese, stop it.
I think that's something that you can transition to the next level, and it's going to be spectacular to see, and I can't wait to see it. But here's the reality of the situation. She instigated this kind of stuff. Let's call it what it is. She was waving. She was doing the Cena.
Stop it. There's a dude on the internet who cracks me up. On TikTok, he's put together a shitload of Angel Reese clips. And it'll say Angel Reese part 36. And it goes, Angel Reese going up for another layup.
How about what she did to Raven Johnson? She didn't just go into the lane and not guard her against South Carolina in the national semifinal. She waved her off.
That sounds like a lot of money, right? Angel and other players are looking at this deal saying, we deserve more of this cash. I get it. $75,000 for a rookie salary is tiny compared to male athletes. But here's the thing nobody's talking about. The WNBA has never made a profit, not once. Not a single year since the league started in 1996. That's 27 years of losing money every single season. This isn't about greedy owners hoarding all the profits. There literally aren't any profits to share. The NBA has been funding the WNBA's losses this whole time. The NBA owns 60% of the WNBA and basically keeps it alive with what's basically charity money. Without the NBA pumping in cash year after year, women's professional basketball probably wouldn't exist in America right now. You want to see the real difference in these leagues? The NBA's new media deal is worth $70 billion over 10 years. The WNBA's entire decade-long deal is worth less than what the NBA makes in a single season. That's a 32 times difference between the leagues. The WNBA's record-breaking deal is tiny compared to men's basketball. And you know what's really driving the WNBA's recent popularity spike? One rookie, Caitlin Clark. Games with her are getting 1.2 to 2 million viewers, while games without her barely hit 400,000. That's a massive difference.
Shit, and my whole thing is this, dude. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's like people go, well, you know, she averages the league.
But I'm going a step further with this. We all know that there's a white-black issue here. Because the fact of the matter is, when Caitlin did it, people were celebrating it. And they were talking about nothing but her greatness.
And most rebounds and double-doubles. It's like, listen, if you throw up 85 attempts, you're eventually going to get one or two. But the fact that you have to throw the ball up 85 times,
But then the second assistant stepped up and threw it back in her face. Now you got half the basketball world saying, well, you know what? That's not the classiest thing to do.
Yeah.
That's not the way.
It was the exact same thing.
It was the exact same thing.
Without Clark, most people wouldn't even be talking about the WNBA right now. Here's where it gets really crazy. If Angel Reese and other WNBA players actually go through with the boycott, guess who saves money? The NBA owners. That's right. The people funding all those losses would actually have more money if the league shut down for a season. They'd stop having to cover all those expenses and could put that money somewhere else. Adam Silver and the NBA owners are holding all the cards here. They could literally shut down the whole WNBA tomorrow and their financial statements would look better. I'm not saying they want to do that. They've been supporting women's basketball for decades, but they absolutely could if pushed. The players think they're fighting some big corporate machine that's keeping all the money for themselves, but that's not what's happening at all. The owners aren't sitting on piles of WNBA cash. They're covering losses year after year after year. There aren't profits to hoard. So the real question isn't whether Angel Reese deserves more than $75,000 a year. Of course she does. All these athletes deserve fair pay. The real question is whether the league can survive these demands at all. What happens if the players push too hard and the NBA owners decide it's not worth funding anymore? Imagine this. The players boycott. The NBA owners say, fine, we're done covering your losses, and suddenly there's no professional women's basketball in America. All those players would be scrambling to play overseas. All that progress building an audience? Gone. The momentum from Caitlin Clark's rookie year? Gone. Everything they've built over 27 years? Gone. The WNBA is at this critical moment where it's getting more attention than ever.
you'll reach your destination. And she's crawling on her stomach to get to her journey. And she gets there, but it's a slow crawl.
Now, you can
Exact
make
same
an
thing.
argument that if they're doing excessive celebration in her face after the game is over, all right, then you can make that argument. But you had people complaining about it when she was doing it during the game. Wait a minute.
Okay. So everything ain't fucking racial, man. Stop trying to make it racial. It's about sports ability. And she's garbage in terms of coordination.
LSU told you before the game.
Yeah.
But we didn't like how she was acting towards South Carolina. She ain't gonna do that against us. Correct me if I'm wrong, Janae. This is exactly what they were saying. Going into the game, they let the basketball world know.
TV ratings are up, social media buzz is happening, but it's still not profitable, and a work stoppage could kill all that momentum in an instant. I'm not saying the players shouldn't fight for more money. They absolutely should, but threatening to boycott might be the worst possible strategy right now. The NBA owners aren't scared of a boycott. They might secretly welcome it for their bottom line. What the WNBA needs is to keep building on this momentum, get more fans watching games, sell more tickets, get more sponsorships. That's how you create real leverage, not by threatening the very people who are keeping your league alive financially. Angel Reese is passionate about women getting paid fairly. That's awesome, but she needs to understand the financial reality she's dealing with. This isn't the NBA where they're fighting over how to split billions in profits. This is a fight over how to divide up a pie that doesn't even exist yet. And if they push too hard, there might not be any pie at all. Look, I get it. Angel Reese wants to get paid what she's worth. All these players do. But threatening to boycott might just kill their league completely. The math just doesn't work out. The WNBA needs to actually make money before players can earn more. That's just reality. You can't split profits that don't exist yet. Think about it. If players walk away now, they could lose everything they've built. All that momentum from Caitlin Clark's rookie year, gone. The new TV deal, probably gone too. Sometimes the underdog story isn't what it seems. The players fighting for fair pay might accidentally become their own worst enemies.